Look at this. This is the premium, full-size, do-it-all flagship SUV. It has a commanding presence. The aggressive, blacked-out styling is the hook. It is designed specifically to make you buy with your heart instead of your head. Automakers market these as everything vehicles. The pitch is that you are getting top-tier luxury, enough room for your entire family, and the mechanical ability to conquer a muddy mountain pass all in one package. But today, we are going to separate the marketing fantasy from your daily reality. We need to look closely at what it actually takes to live with one of these machines every single day. Because if you sign a loan based strictly on how intimidating it looks in the driveway, you are going to blind yourself to the massive daily compromises that come with owning a vehicle this large. Let's talk about the math required to secure all that capability. This chart shows a projected 5-year total cost of ownership. You can see the base MSRP at the bottom, but the true weight of the vehicle hits when you stack the ongoing expenses on top. Notice the top segment here. Top-tier, fully loaded trims from mainstream brands shed value rapidly the second they leave the lot. Over 5 years, that expected depreciation becomes the single heaviest financial burden of ownership. Then there is the daily burn rate. Pushing 3 tons of metal requires constant stops at the pump, often for premium fuel, and insurers charge a hefty premium to cover the replacement cost of a flagship model. You have to ask yourself a hard question. Are you paying a massive premium for off-road tech and a rugged look that you will only use maybe 5% of the time? The true cost of an everything vehicle goes far beyond the sticker price. It is the compounding, month-over-month financial penalty of paying for potential you never actually use. Let's step inside and look at this strictly from the perspective of someone prioritizing status and comfort. For long road trips, the environment is exceptional. You are surrounded by high-end leather. Acoustic glass keeps the cabin dead quiet, and there is a massive amount of physical space. But there is a catch to all that volume. Heating or cooling a cavernous interior requires powerful, heavy-duty dual climate systems. Those systems act as a constant drag on the engine and your fuel economy. You also run into an interesting price collision. A fully loaded flagship from a mainstream brand costs exactly the same as entry-level models from dedicated luxury marquees. Does paying the European badge tax actually get you tangibly better materials? In many cases, no. This mainstream model often provides softer leathers and better tech than the bare-bones luxury competitor at the identical price point. This matrix plots the trade-off. You secure vast cabin volume and premium trims, but you immediately pay for it through high depreciation and constant climate system fuel drain. The interior delivers genuine, undeniable luxury, but maintaining that massive climate-controlled footprint carries a daily operational penalty you cannot ignore. Consider the reality for the family optimizer, the 95% of your time spent doing highway commutes and school runs. These SUVs are built using body-on-frame construction. It is a heavy, truck-based architecture designed specifically to handle massive towing payloads. On the highway, that architecture pays off. The immense weight shrugs off heavy crosswinds, and there is undeniable peace of mind knowing you are surrounded by superior crash safety mass. But the moment you exit the highway, the physics work against you. Navigating tight city streets becomes unwieldy, and finding a spot that fits your oversized parking footprint turns into a daily chore. Then you hit traffic. Accelerating that sheer safety mass from a dead stop over and over again completely destroys your city fuel efficiency. This matrix maps your daily driving reality. You secure highway stability and safety mass on the upside, but it directly causes urban maneuverability issues, parking difficulty, and severe stop-and-go inefficiency on the downside. The exact physical mass that keeps you safe at 70 miles per hour becomes an active liability and a constant source of friction the moment you enter a crowded parking garage. Finally, look at the aspirational adventurer and the core marketing promise of a vehicle that can go absolutely anywhere. To achieve that claim, engineers install highly specialized equipment. We are talking about complex locking four-wheel drive systems, extremely high ground clearance, and thick all-terrain tires. To be clear, these features work. They provide genuine off-grid capability, impressive water fording depth, and total confidence during heavy winter storms. However, Bolting on off-road hardware creates immediate mechanical compromises on standard pavement. Those aggressive all-terrain treads generate a constant loud hum at highway speeds. The tall ground clearance raises the center of gravity, resulting in sluggish, heavy handling through corners. And long-term, you are paying to service and maintain complex drivetrain components that you might never actually engage. This matrix illustrates the off-road trade-off. The positive axis gives you off-grid capability and weather invincibility, but it forces pavement tire noise, expensive drivetrain maintenance, and sluggish handling onto the negative axis. Engineering a vehicle to mathematically conquer a remote jungle guarantees a compromised, noticeably less comfortable ride on the suburban roads where it actually spends its life. When you look at the entire picture, this flagship SUV is a masterclass in compromise. By trying to do absolutely everything well, it sacrifices peak efficiency and urban practicality. So who is this actually for? There is a very specific buyer who will extract full value from this machine. It makes sense if you have a high capital budget and strict operational requirements. If you frequently tow heavy trailers or take a large family on long interstate road trips, the math works in your favor. This checklist lays out the final decision framework. On the buy side, we have regular towing and off-grid needs. On the skip side, we have the purely urban commuter and those buying solely for the aesthetic. Pay close attention to that skip column. If your interest is driven strictly by how the vehicle looks, you are setting yourself up for severe buyer's remorse when the daily friction and high running costs become your reality. At the end of the day, true utility comes from buying the vehicle mechanically suited for the roads you actually drive, not the aspirational fantasy you hope to live.